Okay, so welcome to tonight's business meeting. Please feel free at any point to take yourself off mute and ask questions as well. I want you to, if there's anything that comes up and you go, okay, I've got a question, chime in, because we can all learn from those questions. So I was just saying just now, can you hear the elephants? I can hear the rumble of the herd coming forth. It's very exciting. And we've also got the Brevi diffuser and a bunch of other Christmas stuff as well that we're going to have at the Voca Markets, Twilight Markets, and the Christmas Fair and the Central Coast Expo. So there'll be some opportunities there if you did miss out. So here's the agenda this month. A little bit different to what we have been doing over the last couple of months, just because of the last minute change and the lack of, to be completely honest, my lack of organisation with the amount of things that have been going on and family visits and birthdays and all that sort of stuff. So apologise for the deviation in the routine, but I promise you there will be some good content still. So this is what we're working through. And to start with, the monthly wrap for October, an awesome month. But just wanted to look at some of the cool things that are coming up in November. There's going to be a bit of a focus on that in this meeting. We've got the Christmas catalogue. There's still some things that are available there, including the elephants. They're not so well, they might be endangered now because the stocks are low, but they're still available. So you can still get an elephant diffuser through your account. We've got the Expo. It's the last month of Shine Your Light, and I've got two very shiny participants with me tonight, Lauren and Laura. Sorry, Lauren and Laura have joined us. A bit of a tongue tie there. And they are just fully embracing this opportunity, and they are shining their light so bright. So I would love for them to just jump in at any opportunity and show me their bright and shiny light and share what they're doing and what's working, especially when we get to the shiny light section. And it's nearly Christmas, so just wanted to highlight that as record has it, November is kind of like the last month to really dig deep on any sort of contacts and leads and things that you might have in the pipeline to get them across the line, because guess what? December, people just go into crazy Christmas mode, and it's holidays and school's ending and all this sort of stuff is going on. So November is kind of like, it's that last opportunity to really reach out to those people that you've been meaning to contact. Maybe you've got them on your contact list and you're continuing to follow them up. November is the month. So let's do this, November. All right. Firstly, Laura McKenzie, Premier. Woo, woo. Laura, would you like to say a couple of words for us? If you can unmute yourself. There we go.
Yeah. No.
Well, take the stage.
I don't know what to say. It was an awesome, busy month. Very, very busy. The last week, I hit Premiere, I think, with 1 week left to go. So it wasn't a crazy end of month sort of week trying to get the volume, but it was a crazy end of month trying to build up builders as well to try and get them up. So even though, even though I had sort of like my own sort of rank advance, I was still trying to send out samples and do some follow-ups and some leads for some of the people that I've found that want to be builders. So the end of month, doTERRA end of month was just like, what the? And then with the Christmas catalogue and everything else that came out, it was just crazy time, like everybody knows. But yeah, no, I found that October was my best month, obviously. But really, when you get up to the Shine Your Light part of today's meeting, it's really just done exactly that. Pushed not just me, but lots of other people that are in the Shine Your Light program to get uncomfortable and get pushing And so that really is what I kind of have learnt from the Shine Your Light, is just you have to get uncomfortable and follow your leads. And I've really paid attention to like the little videos that people have been putting on, like, follow up sample, do all of the things. And it seems to have worked. It's almost like as if all of the things have come together, and it really worked this month for me. So yeah, that's
awesome. And you're also going to Vietnam. You have to make that choice at the end of the month as well. Were you going to Vietnam or weren't you going to Vietnam?
Yeah, that was actually the most stressful part. And then it was cut off at 4 o'clock and still at 2 p.m. I hadn't decided. I had decided, but I hadn't decided. And then all of a sudden, once I'd made my decision that I was going to go and I was going to put my enrollment in and blah, 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 somebody had put up on some Facebook page, I got a message saying that it had ended the night before because it was an Australian competition. And it wasn't going to go via doTERRA time. So I only had like 2 hours to contact doTERRA, find out what was going on, because actually it was a November enrollment because I just found it that morning. But I had to decide whether or not I wanted to put it on and, rank to go to Vietnam or not. So it was a crazy time.
Well, you did it.
I did it.
You did a fantastic job.
Yay.
So welcome to crazy end of month. That was, epic.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely epic. Lots of decisions to be made, and I think you made some really good choices there.
I actually understand now why everyone goes, it's the end of month. It's the end of month. Oh my God, it's the end of the month. It's a time where you just, give yourself at least 3 days. You start 3 days. We're actually going to be talking about end of month tonight. So that's how appropriate. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, that's okay. It's definitely a crazy time, and I will be listening.
Awesome. Okay. Hopefully I can make that a little easier for you and everybody else who's listening. Thank you so much, Laura, and congratulations again. Awesome effort. Absolutely incredible. From elite straight to premier in the 1 month. Just skipping ranks. Who needs elite anyway? Straight up. But in saying elite is an awesome rank, and it's where I'd love to acknowledge Sarah Cohen, who is from our beautiful cousin Diane Pearson. She's in her team. She's doing a fantastic job in Nelson's Bay. She's our paramedic in the team, and who's also talking about the benefits of Ice Blue in our Spring to Spring group, which is happening again in November. I'll have some details for you there. So congratulations, Sarah. And also Stephanie Nowak. Is that pronounced correctly? Yes, awesome. Who is part of Team Laura. So well done, Stephanie, and well done, Laura. You guys did a fantastic job in October. So wanted to talk a little bit about some things. This was a little bit spontaneous of me to offer this. This is coming out of my budget, because when I make decisions like this and don't consult Renee, I've got to pay up. So I will be paying you for anybody that you invite to the launch day. I'll give you $20 cash. So it's going to cover them. And it's also going to cover you attending. So I didn't really want to make it a competition. It's more an incentive, and it's an encouragement for you guys to bring people along to learn a little bit more about doTERRA, what its values are, how they're changing the globe, and how they're a humanitarian company now, not just an essential oil company, and also the opportunity that is gained through sharing doTERRA. So I highly encourage you guys to bring yourselves along. If you haven't been to a launch day training, come along. If you have a team that haven't come along, then please remind them to come along. And for anybody that you bring or invite who attends, at least for the first part, just for learning about how to earn your oils for free, a little bit about doTERRA and the opportunity, then I'm going to give you $20 cash for each person. So like I said, Renee doesn't even know about this. This is coming out of my pocket money here. So, maybe you won't get Christmas presents, but we'll see how we go. I want as many people at that launch day training as possible. So After launch day, we're also going to be holding a little bit of a pre-Diamond Club information evening. And it's just an opportunity because it's going to be a big day for the launch day training. It's going to be BYO. I'm going to need a drink after that. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a big day for launch day, 9 till 3. Some serious content covered. I will be inviting people to help me out, share a bit of their wisdom and experience as well. But for the pre-Diamond Club information, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the qualifications. If you're thinking of doing Diamond Club, I highly encourage you to look into it and to really seriously think about it, because Diamond Club is largely responsible for where we are today in our business and what we've achieved. We did Diamond Club 2 years in a row, and we went from a baby silver to a solid silver the first year. We only really had one person who was building the business, and we worked with them. But it brought a lot more people to the surface. We were introduced to a lot more people. We found a lot more people. Our network had expanded. And then the next year, we went from gold to diamond, and we're solid diamond from that point. So I highly encourage you to get involved with Diamond Club. Have a serious look at it. If you just want to know a little bit more about it, you have some questions, perhaps you want to bring your partner along to learn a little bit more about Diamond Club, what it means for you and the family, because it is a big commitment and you both need to be on board. You and your family, and you need to have a mutual understanding about that commitment, and don't be scared of it. It is awesome. So please come along and have a little bit of fun as well. So shine your light, things and stuff. This is getting really technical here, okay? So things and stuff, obviously, so there's some important stuff here. It is the last month of Shine, right? So this is the last opportunity for you guys to really shine. And like I was saying, as history has it, and we've seen it happen, 5 years, we've been doing this for 5 years now. November is kind of that last month to really just surge up and put yourself out there and encourage people to join you in this rising up of health and well-being and abundance. So I really encourage you to dig deep and get out there, give those oils away. Congratulations to everybody who's giving your oils away, getting out there and enrolling people, educating them about LRP, and just doing the things that Shine Your Light is all about. So in terms of the oils that you guys are being sent out in terms of balance and Clary Calm. So just to quickly cover that, if you've used up all your grapefruit, or you've used 3 grapefruit, then we'll look at that and we'll give you some balance. If you use all your grapefruit, you're definitely getting balance. If you've got balance last month, then you're getting Clary Calm this month. So it's not so black and white. We are looking individually at each given situation and evaluating how many workshops you've got booked in, one-on-ones, and what sort of effort you're putting in. How likely you are to move those oils. We don't want you to be stuck with oils, and we don't want us to be over investing in this as well. We've got to be smart about this, because there's a lot of oils that we're giving out to you guys, but that's because we believe in you and you're doing an amazing job. And we're going to have these oils for everybody who's local. I encourage you to come along to the Expo this Sunday, and I'll have those oils, the Clary Calm and the Balance, to give to you. If you can't make the Expo, then please just let's arrange a time to catch up and get those oils to you. So for those who do care about the points in Shine Your Light, and it doesn't matter if you don't care, and this is why we also designed Shine Your Light this as well, is to reward people for just doing the thing, not people that are just really good at tracking points in competition, right? I wanted this to appeal to everybody. And I think by being flexible around the points tracking system, it seems to be working. You guys agree that that seems to be working that way? Yep. That's good. So if you do want some prizes and you love competition and points, please do remember to get your tracking sheets into your mentor so we can tally up those points and announce some prizes. Here they are. So first place gets 300 PV worth of product of their choice. So basically you just tell us what you want and we give that to you. Second place, 200 PV. Third place, 100 PV. So that's something to work towards. If you're a competition and a points person, tally up your points, get them into your mentor. We'll have those place winners announced at the end of November or just after November. And we'll be stoked to award those people those really cool prizes, and hope you're excited too. Now, who wants to grow a moustache? I can see so many people in front of me right now that would love to grow a moustache, including me, right? Like, I would love to grow a moustache. Maybe I should have run 100 Ks or something like that. But like my mate said, I can always just get a stick-on one. If worse comes to worse, I can just stick on something from the $2 shop. But I really want to encourage you guys to encourage your men to be a part of Movember and our Bro Terra team. So Robin Krellin's husband, Greg, he came along to our Men's Health for Men workshop. He's going to be growing a mo. How's it going, Rob? I haven't actually spoken to Greg. No, he's not going at all. That's cool. I'll catch up with Greg soon. Here we go.
He didn't shave off the one he already had. I told him he had to shave his beard and moustache off, and he didn't.
Yeah.
But he's not like trimming it or anything. So he's growing the one that he already had more. Yeah.
He did say that there was something that he was comfortable with his beard and he didn't want to get rid of that. So we made an exception for him. So as long as he's putting in an effort and he's going to grow a huge moustache, put mine to shame, then that's awesome. So out of this, and thanks to Mike Harvey for being the instigator around this, we've created the Bro Terra Australia New Zealand Facebook group. So this is bringing all the men together in doTERRA, in and out of doTERRA. So if you've got men who are on the fence about, or maybe they need to come out of the closet, they're closet oil users, let's get them out. Let's get them out and let's get them talking about it in the Bro Terra Facebook group, because this is an embracing and supportive group for blokes about how we use oils, how we can use them, and just being supportive of other dudes who are conscious about and care about their health and their family's health. And we'll also have that online meeting that's coming up, and I'm going to be inviting some leaders from doTERRA to provide some tips around what they do in health for men. So get your men involved, please. You don't have to grow the mo, he can grow the mo, and you can just be the encourager. So our business topic. So there's a couple of boring slides here that just have words on them, but the essence of this is going to be like a live demonstration that is completely unplanned. I completely unplanned this. So I figure I've done end of month enough to be able to just go, right, bing, bang, boom. So just this is what I will cover. And with end of month, to avoid that end of month cram, first of the next month with our time difference, oh my gosh, I haven't checked this, I haven't checked that. Start looking at least start looking on the 15th is what I recommend. And this is the reason why we've been given the product of the month on the 15th of each month, on or before the 15th of each month. 125 PV on or before the 15th of the month. It gives us the opportunity to check in where our organisation is at through it, like halfway through the month. So we can start planning end of month and the rest of the month and the following month on the 15th, after the 15th of each month, because we got a good idea of where we need to put our volume. So I did a session, a topic on how to focus your energy in the required legs in July for our business meeting. That's the link there. Just go to youtube.com/Pure Oils Oz, and there's some playlists in there. There's a business meeting playlist from July. You can take a screenshot of this as well, and I'll also put these links when in the post in our Facebook group, just so you guys save your copying and pasting and all that sort of stuff to make it a little bit easier. But check that out to see why it's so important to focus your energy and get a really good idea for where you're sitting at halfway through the month, and learn how to fill out a rank planner. And if you're not a rank planner person, at least get a blank piece of paper and write down your leader that's on the top of your leg, and then the people that come underneath them. If it's you're building to gold and there's 2 people underneath your premier, write down their names and where they're sitting for halfway through the month, and then you can get a really good idea of where you need to put your energy. So an example of this is if you've got a weaker leg or a newer leg, this is where you'll be focusing your energy, to book classes, to reach out to people that are in that weaker leg and say, hey, would you like to tell some family friends about the benefits of essential oils? Invite them over for a gathering. I'll come along, I'll teach a class. You earn the commissions. I'll help you. I'll show you how to earn your product for free, and just generate a little bit of momentum in the areas that are required in your organization. And when you're reaching out to these people, you want to have at least 2 weeks in advance to start to coach them how to invite correctly, give them a little bit of an opportunity to get out there, personally invite people, and to make your class, your workshop, your gathering great at least 2 weeks in advance, coaching the host and making your events awesome. So this is the end, like the game face time of month that you really want to be fully focused and hold space around at least the last 3 days of the month to be checking your Power of 3 widget. So I'm writing this down. Like I said, this is really spontaneous and unplanned, my little demo that I'm going to be doing. So I'm actually making notes on the notes that I've made, what I've got to cover for you guys. So the Power of 3 widget. This is a really powerful tool. Now, I've actually done a little training video on how to use the Power of 3 widget, and that's located under your dashboard tab. So that's the very far left tab. This is where you can see your qualifications and your Power of 3 in one easy to view place under the dashboard. That's where you go at the start of this 3 days. Go there, boom, I can see it. And then you can nail down further using your graphical tree. So we're going to do exactly that. Quals, and then we're going to go to graphical tree. So that's going to be our little demonstration that we're going to do right now. I'm going to show you the Power of 3 widget, how we can use the qualifications on the dashboard, and then we're going to go to a graphical tree and then show you how you can predict the volume that's going to be coming for the month, and how you can start planning in advance for end of month and really have your finger on the pulse. So end of month can be graceful because we want it to be as graceful as possible. Like Laura and I were talking about earlier, but you never know when they're going to release a Christmas catalog or a limited edition oil or a BOGO or something like that. Let's just hope it doesn't coincide with the end of month, and it's stressful because it can be a bit of a stretch. So I'm just going to do a new share for you guys of we're going to go for a test drive in my back office. Who's keen to see that? You get to see the big tree. Oh. But, you know, you can really break it down. And it's just like anything, any task that's ahead of you that is big. You know, you don't go, I'm going to be a blue diamond. You've got to break it down like from the beginning, or I've got to do end of month for blue diamond. You got to break it down to, you know, individual areas. And this is why these widgets and a rank planner is so beneficial. So starting out straight up, go to your dashboard. Now, this Power of 3 widget, these numbers here, 50, 250, 1500. Now, I'm going to just touch on this really quickly because there's been a little bit of talk about this in the leaders in the doTERRA community. Tara Bliss brought it up. Paul and Vanessa have also been talking about it a bit, coming out, you know, saying, I'm sorry. You know, they're doing the whole I'm sorry thing. Not that they were asked, but they have done that because the way that they have taught, they're finding out now that, you know, maybe it wasn't the best way. Well, it was the best way at the time, but now it's changed. And I'm talking about structuring for Power 3 or for rank. And I've had this, you know, opinion, this method of teaching for quite some time now. And I've always said that it's a balance of the two. It's never one or the other. You've got to consider it all. Embrace the wholesale customer. Enroll people as wholesale customer. You've got more flexibility. Don't just structure for Power 3. Yes, it does teach us how to structure. Don't just structure for rank. You've got to consider everything. And we're going to be going a little bit deeper into this for our launch day training. I want to really show you guys how to structure as well as possible, because there is no right and wrong. There's so many ways you can structure and you can do this. I'm going to teach you, what has worked for us and what is working for us and what you can choose to embrace into your teams, your organization, and how you could possibly teach as well or make it your own. So the Power 3 widget will be highlighted 50 in that blue color. If I am at 250, it'll be highlighted blue. If I'm at 1500, it'll be highlighted 1500. So we do get the 1500 Power 3 bonus. So I'm just going to go straight up to that. So you can see that in purple, these are all people. Oh, look at that. Pure's Natural Health. Aren't they good? They are qualified to receive the Power of 3 because they are purple. They've got an LRP over 100 PV LRP. And that doTERRA O means that they've got the group volume. So with the group volume and the way that works is our top tree here, just that first line between us here and all these people on our top line, there's a combined volume of 600 PV. And you'll actually see that when you go back to our Power of 3 widget, and you'll see the team volume right here in the middle there. So I'm just going to once again annotate and just circle this team volume 1500 PV. See the requirement there, 600. So you need to have, this is turning into a little bit of a what is Power 3 and how do I get Power 3 demonstration, but that's cool. As long as you guys are okay with that. It's between us and everyone at that top line, 600 PV, and we have 3 people on our top line that are on 100 PV LRP. So as you see, we've got 3 people there. There's actually 4. And then the blue people, that means they've got an LRP of 100 PV LRP. It's qualified, but it hasn't actually been processed yet. So you want to make sure that that 100 PV goes through for the month. It doesn't have to be on or before the 15th. I do suggest that you highly encourage and educate your people, your team, to be processing their orders of 125 PV at LRP on or before the 15th of the month, because that means that when we're not doing a fight or flight stress response approach to our business, it's planned. We're going into this educated, wise, grounded, and being smart about how we do our business. Teaching people to do 125 PV on or before the 15th, if they're serious about sharing, is the way moving forward. This is how we do it. So that is how we look at our Power of Three in a snapshot like that. If you want to nail down into who these people are, you can go in and see and go, okay, well, we've got Leslie Jackson there, we've got Tracy Ford, we've got Anne Creevy in Jodie's team. I like to use Jodie's team as an example quite often. She's my sister and she's very helpful. She allows me to do that. So if I want to go to Jodie's organisation, for instance, I want to nail down a little bit further into Jodie's organisation, I can do that through the Power of Three widget. I can see right now she's already a silver. Now, if I go back to last month, I can see that she qualified as gold and she had 3 premieres. I can go to the qualified legs and I can see that there was 2 premieres and 1 silver for Jodie qualifying as gold. I can see that she got the 250 PV Power of Three, and she had 721 for a team value for her Power of Three on the top line. Now, it's important that you educate the second level down about that 600 PV and the 3 people on 100 PV LRP requirement, so they get their 50 PV LRP. Yeah. So I can go into Jodie's Power of Three now and nail down into that. If I click this 250 button, then I can see Jodie's organisation, and this may be a little bit more familiar of what it looks for you guys rather than so wide. And I've also gone back to last month, so we can see that last month, and this is what it's going to look like more for you guys at the end of the month. You want to be seeing more purple after the 15th. You should be seeing more purple after the 15th. We've got all of these doTERRA circles, and we can see that Jodie's got it for the first level, which is up the top here, and then also for the second level. So she's got 3 people underneath those 3 people that she's shown or has empowered through placing people who are on LRP underneath those people on her first line. That's the Power of Three widget in a nutshell. You can go to it and you can really nail down and get a filtered, detailed view of your organization. So if you want to get a full detailed view, go to full detail. I'll show you real quick what that looks like. It's a little bit more complex because there's people here that are or maybe aren't on LRP that potentially could be on LRP that are going to help you achieve the Power of Three. So you can go and find out who these people are that you might want to contact and say, hey, I've got an incentive for you. Or how would you like it if I showed you how you could earn $50 a month to go towards paying for your doTERRA product? Reaching out to these people that you can potentially help get the Power of Three for. Once again, it's not my number one priority in terms of structuring. I don't teach people to prioritize Power of Three. It teaches us how to structure, but it's not the first priority in the way that I teach people. My first priority is affinity. So people and creating groups of people that are going to thrive together is my number one priority. That's my number one priority. It's not rank and volume. That's number 2. And then number 3 is Power of Three. But we'll cover that. That's a different, whole separate discussion. So qualifications. This is the qualifications section of your dashboard that I'm going to bring your attention to now for just a quick snapshot view of of how to look at where you're placed for the month. So at the moment we're gold. So that's really cool. I said to Renee, it's like, we're already gold and it's the 7th. That's awesome. We all start from the same place at the start of each month. I know that's really scary. But it comes to the first at 5 p.m. and we look at our organization and it says we're a consultant, and I just go, okay, so we're starting from scratch again. But really, as long as we're educating people about the benefits of essential oils, how to be proactive, getting into good rituals and routines, teaching them about the benefits of LRP, then it is residual. It is sustainable, and you're not starting from scratch. You're not having to enroll thousands of people each month. The longer we're educating and empowering, then it is sustainable and it will reoccur and be residual. So real quick, if you want to look at what's qualified for us as gold in November so far, we can see that there's 4 premiers that are under us. Obviously, 4 premiers doesn't mean that we're going to be some special diamond rank or anything like that. It's 3 premiers to be a gold, right? So let's just say, for example, if I go to platinum, then, and you can do this, if you're going for platinum this month, then you can do this. You can go, right, okay, I want to be platinum. What does it take for me to become a platinum? And you can see there that there's 3 silvers. 1, 2, 3. So that's how many silvers you need to become a platinum. And if you go into your qualified legs now, you'll see there is actually 1 silver. Let's see. Oh, well, apparently I have a mystical silver. They're there, but they're not showing me who it is. But you get my idea. There would be 1 silver, and then there would be 2 that are premiers, as an example. So you can see, okay, well, if I'm going for platinum this month, then I need to focus my energy on my 2 weaker legs. That's what I need to do this month. You can do that at the start of the month. You can do it after the 15th. So that's a real snapshot of where you can see. Now, just to give you a look at last period, this is what our dashboard looks like. And this is what we look for. Then we'll check this. We'll check this regularly. And I encourage you guys to be checking this regularly as well, on a daily basis for the last 3, maybe hourly sometimes if it's a clincher and you're rank advancing and you're working with team who are rank advancing. You should be looking at this at least the last 3 days of the month. Like I'd be doing it from the 15th, periodically, but making sure that this all lines up, that you've got all your ducks, for lack of better terms, but all your ducks are in a row, and you're meeting the requirements to earn your commissions for the month. Now, you want to be also checking this up to the 13th or around the 13th of each month to make sure you don't drop rank as well, because your commissions are paid on the 13th of the following month. So if I'm Blue Diamond in October, then I need to make sure that I'm still Blue Diamond in November, on the 13th of November, so I get paid as a Blue Diamond, right? And that goes the same for everyone who is Premier and above, because you're getting your empowerment bonus. As long as you're enrolling 1 person, you're qualifying as a Premier, you're getting your empowerment bonus, and you want to make sure that nobody is refunded an order. And this is how it happens. Somebody refunds an order and you might drop rank. So you want to keep an eye on this around the 13th of the following month to make sure all your ducks are still in a row and it's showing you as a Blue Diamond, a Diamond, a Gold, a Platinum, a Premier, a Silver, whatever it is that you so beautifully are ranked at, and appreciate and accept that, is still lining up for you, so you do receive your commissions, your abundance. doTERRA do want to pay you. They will work with you, and you get an account manager from silver level and above that will make sure that you get paid, and they can help backdate orders even. If you don't have an account manager, then reach out to your upline or Renee and I, and we'll help you as well. So that's qualifications in a nutshell. Let's go have a look at the graphical tree. And I've just been mindful of time because I am sort of going on little tangents here.
I'm just happy I've got 3,000 OV and you've got 300,000 OV.
Yeah, it's
Feeling
pretty crazy.
A bit redundant.
No. If it wasn't for you, then it wouldn't be 300,000, right?
Yeah.
So,
oh my goodness! Look at your tree.
Yeah. So this is the tree, the first 4 levels, and if you go down, let's just go down 6 levels. It starts to it doesn't actually fit the whole tree in. And once you start to go past 4 levels, it starts to cut pieces off. So what we have to do is, so that's not, we have to nail it down into areas. So what I'm going to do, and you can do this as well. So let's just say you have a executive as a premier. I'm just going to the right person here, so you get a little bit more of a view for you guys. It's digestible. I'm just going to knock it down to 4 levels. So you can just type in a name here, and this is the good thing about the graphical tree. You can come in here, and do you want me to look at one of your trees? Is that going to be beneficial? Speak now. Forever hold your peace. Put your hand up and go, look at mine.
Yeah, look at mine.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you for volunteering. Okay. So let's check it out, Laura. Awesome. So I'm going to go all the way down to 9 levels. So, make sure you're using this 9 levels so you get a full view of your organization. That's a very healthy looking premier organization. So you've got 2 definite legs there. That's what we want to see, right? You've got an elite and you've got an executive. Beautiful. So from here, what you can do is you're going to be focusing most of your energy here and here, these two places here. Monique's just asking a question here. Can you explain what instance the enroller and sponsor are different people? Yep, we will do that. Yep, absolutely. And never a silly question as well. So thank you for asking that. So in terms of end of month and looking at volume or doing your rank planner on all, it's just, I like to do them after the 15th. I think that's just a really good gauge to where you're placed for the month. We go to the person. So we've gone to Stephanie, who has ranked as an elite in Laura's organisation. We can see for this month that she has an OV of 2,500. So that actually qualifies her as a executive. So you can drill into more information if you go to consultant information, and you will need to do that. And I like to do that through a new tab. If you don't do that through a new tab, so I've just middle clicked my mouse button there and opened a new tab, or you can go right click, go open new tab. If you don't do it that way, then it gets a bit messy. You have to navigate back to your tree, re-find people, and it's a bit annoying. So go to your new tab. Here's all the information that we have on Stephanie. And we can see last month, she had a PV of 332. She had an OV of 3,000. And then back all the way back to September, she's got a slightly less PV and a slightly less OV. So what we can do, and look at this, it's only we're 7 days in. How exciting is that? This is what I'm talking about. This is so sustainable to see this volume going up constantly, and it's going to be huge. So we can average out, even at this stage, that we're confident that that Stephanie is going to have at least 2,000. If we're going to average this out, let's just say it's 2,800 OV, and you can do that. You can write that in your rank planner. Stephanie is going to be a premier. she's going to be an executive easily. We want her to be an elite because Laura wants to be a silver. Yeah. So she knows that there's some volume there. There's already a lot of volume, given we're only 7 days in. And we know by looking at her organisation that she already has been an elite in comparison to this leg, which has only been an executive. And so this is her stronger leg of the two. So she wants to probably focus more energy, more classes, more enrollments, more wellness consults for LRP underneath Jenny. And we can see Jenny, she has an OV of 437 PV so far last month. And we can just scroll back through the months through this view. We don't have to go to the consultant information. It's just a single snapshot point of view that she had just over 2,000, which qualified Laura for Premier last month. And then if we go back a little bit further, back to September, you can see there's 349. So there's been a big jump there. But we can expect this because Laura she's enrolling lots of people. She's meeting a lot of new people and they're coming on with kits. And some of these people, because they've just come on board, they'll probably convert to LRP too. And that's going to be sustainable volume, repeat volume, residual volume. So we can say, if we go to Jenny, and if we look at, once again, that consultant information in a new tab, we've got an average there so far. Now let's just say, just for demonstration purposes, that it's the 15th of the month. We want to go, right, okay, we're halfway through the month and we're seeing that 437 PV. It's going to be more than that. This is just a demo. And last month she was at 2,000. So I've got some work to do in this leg. So I want to be focusing most of my energy into that leg and reaching out, educating people about LRP and encouraging people to do classes and enrolling people, putting enrollments into that leg. Remember, our first priority in structuring is placing people based on affinity. Don't feel like don't get greedy and don't take shortcuts because it's not a long-term plan. If you, for instance, had somebody that would be better associated or affiliated, had an affinity with Stephanie, and you went, oh, I really need that volume underneath Jenny, and you put her in Jenny, I guarantee you she's not going to thrive there long-term as well as what she would if you had to put her underneath your stronger leg, underneath Stephanie. So just to go back onto that question, does that make sense, guys? Is that making sense? There's a bit of like structuring strategy thrown into this. So this is why this is going for a while now. So hopefully it's not too much to be taking on. But to answer Monique's question about what's the difference between an enroller and a sponsor and, why are they different or should they be different? And the answers to that is yes, they should be different. You should be always placing people underneath your defined legs. So once you found people to go into your $1 million real estate, and look, this could be a placeholder. It could be a family member. Awesome. Thank you, Kirsty. Thanks for your feedback. Makes sense. So you want to be placing, let's just use this as an example. For instance, I'm going to get my little annotation pen here with terrible scribe mouse coordination. But let's just say this person here, they have a gathering, they have a workshop. What you would do is you would show them how to earn their foils for free, make sure they have 100 PV LRP, and anybody who enrolls underneath them, I would make them either a wholesale customer 90% of the time, and this person would be the enroller, not you. They would be getting 20% to cover their first LRP or their next LRP, and then the next people would go underneath. So in this case, the answer to your question, Monique, is the enroller and the sponsor are exactly the same. But what we don't want to be doing is doing this forever, because if we're not growing down, then we're not getting volume in defined legs, and that's wasted volume. That's if we just keep on going across. I could do this all day. And look, to be honest, this is what our organisation looked out like when we first started. We had 30 people on our top line because we were waiting until we found a builder. Like that's just how we were taught at the time. And like I said, we're actually thankful for that, because the people who are on our top line are long-term builders, and yeah, that's great. It worked for us at the time. Now we've got different strategies, and you can have placeholders, and you don't necessarily have to have people on your top line that you're ranking off. It could be someone on your second or your third, maybe even your fourth or your fifth. You don't really want them to be lower than that. Ideally, we want them on the top line. Yes, this is why we need to qualify people. But let's just say in this example here that this person is holding a gathering, and then this person here, when you offer them the opportunity to host a workshop and they put up their hand and they book in a date at this person's gathering, or this person says to you, my friend Sam is so interested in oil. She loves them. She's obsessed. She's already telling people, like she wants to host a class as well. Then what I would be doing is I would be putting some people, or maybe even all of them, as wholesale customers underneath Sam, who's still enrolled. Let's just call this person Jenny. Still enrolled by Jenny, but Sam is our sponsor, because we're already creating a defined leg, which is going to be our first executive leg underneath Sam for that workshop. And we would simply be just moving those couple of enrollees from Jenny's top line to be underneath Sam. So Sam would be the sponsor. Jenny's enroller, Sam's the sponsor, and they're on Sam's top line. So Sam doesn't necessarily, there's going to be an affinity there because they're at a common group. So that's a great start. And this is how we grow communities. But it doesn't necessarily mean that Sam is the person who is going to be supporting these people. That's still your responsibility. That's still, sorry, I'm just getting my pencil back up here. Where are we? Pencil, hello. Draw. All right, here we go. That's still, you say for this person, Jenny, sorry, bad use of example names. Jenny number 2, Jenny number 1, if she's the one who's helping Jenny number 2 do the enrollments, it's still her responsibility to be looking after all these people down here. But that's helping Jenny number 1, and it's also helping Jenny number 2, because we've got a defined leg there now. We've got a defined leg there as Jenny number 1's first executive leg. And we're replicating what Laura's done here. So Laura has created a really defined leg there. She's got this number 1 leg, and it couldn't be more obvious that is a leg that is going to help Laura go up through the ranks long term, because this will get her to silver. And then once this one's silver and that's been duplicated down the line, that'll get her to diamond. To become a diamond, you need 12 elites, 4 silvers. So does that answer your question about the enroller and the sponsor thing? So it's not, we want to have a sponsor as a different person. And let's just say you enrolled these are personal enrollments that are on your top line. And let's just say you've had a great month and you've got 14 days to move these people and they're wholesale customers. What I would be doing is I'd be sticking these people into areas where they're going to thrive, right? And to be honest, I wouldn't be putting them lower. So this is level 1, this is level 2, this is level 3, this is level 4, this is level 5. I wouldn't be putting personal enrollments any lower than level 5. ideally, yeah. And I personally, this is what I recommend. I wouldn't be ever putting anybody lower ever than 10 levels down. Never lower than 10 levels down. And that's based on doTERRA's retention rate of 65%. So we can assume with compression, standard dynamic compression, that 70% of those people that are 10 levels down, you're going to actually be earning that commission from these people that are down lower than what we can see at the moment, but never ever lower than 10 ever. Ideally 5 is where you want to be putting your personal enrollments. These people are going to be enrolling people. When you're inviting them to earn their oils for free, they're going to be enrolling people. That's fine for them to go lower. You're still going to be earning commission as that pushes up. But 5 is the magical number, and there's a certain strategy around that. I'll talk about that more at our training day.
Byron, just quickly, see under Jenny how I've got like this whole straight line going straight down where you've got your thing now? Yep. Yeah, that one. Yep. So is it best to, when you're putting sponsors underneath someone who's had a party or something, for example, or if it's your own enrollment and you're just changing the sponsorship, is it better to grow down in a line like that, or rather start building them all a front line, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, so this is where there's been a little bit of division in the past of, what's right, what's wrong, how I've been taught, how to structure. That's not right, this is right. There's been a little bit of contention there. So this method of building, we've done this. We've taught people how to do this. This is not how we do it anymore. And that's okay. That's fine. This is beautiful the way it is. So for instance, what I would be doing is more looking at utilizing wholesale customer rather than stacking wellness advocates. And I'd only be making people wellness advocates who are actually either A, hosting a workshop, yeah, and you're showing them how to earn their oils for free, or B, they're sharing or referring people at least and are on 100 PV LRP, or open to you topping that up. That's an option. It's a strategy. You can do that. And ideally, people that are either actively sharing, getting out there, sharing doTERRA, sharing samples, doing the thing, or building. And it doesn't mean that these wholesale customers, no matter where we've got them, this person here, this person here, this person here, after 90 days, this person here might be worthy of a top line position. They might be your third or fourth leg to get you to platinum or diamond. And this is why we're teaching people to use the wholesale customer and to look at, let's just say, if this person hosts a class and somebody else who attends is just as passionate as this person and wants to host a class, they need to be a wellness advocate. And then this person, I would make them a wellness advocate as well. If they're booked in a class and they want to share, then I make them a wellness advocate as well. But then everybody else who attends that class, I would make them wholesale customers. And the reason being is you've started a leg. You've started a leg right there.
Okay. So when it comes to them, like if they're all friends though, wouldn't that make them not in each other's team if they then want to start sharing?
Yeah, so that's something to consider as well. So let's just say in this instance down here where let's just say this person referred this person or enrolled this person, you can't move them if they've enrolled them. If you've enrolled them, you can move them. But let's just say you put them there just because there was no affinity. It helped with volume at the time. That was your second priority. And maybe you might help you to get you power of 3. Let's just say this person, they are never going to share or build, but they love the product and they're always on 100 PVRP. And you go, okay, well, I've got 1, 2 people who are on 100 PV LRP each month, and maybe I want to put this person in a position that's going to help me get the power of 3, going to help me get 50 PV power of 3. You want to be mindful that that's a second and last move. So do you want them to be on your top line? Do you want them to be on your second line? Maybe they're going to be there's going to be a long-term customer. But you definitely don't want to move them out of positions where they're there based on affinity. They've been referred by a friend, or they attended a class together. It's a community of people that you've created that are growing together, using the oils together. Perhaps there's an opportunity for someone like a host to step up and start to support their people, their friends that are underneath them. So you want to be mindful of that before you start moving these wholesale customers here, there, and everywhere. Affinity, remember, is number one.
On that, if they've got people under them and then they say update after the 90 days and you move them to their top line, does everyone underneath them move with them still? Or does it just slot them out of where they are?
Yep, correct. So that's an actual strategy that very avid builders have done to help them rank advance. Like they'll build a structure of people, and then let's just say they'll put the host on the top line, and then there's a structure going on underneath them, and it's just like typical one, like I just said, with a host and someone who's a friend who's super keen, and then other wholesale customers inside the 14 days. Let's just use this leg as an example here. Let's just say, okay, well, here's an affinity. There's an affinity here, but I need to put this volume somewhere that's going to help me, to rank advance or to sustain rank, to make it a sustainable rank, to be solid in that rank. You could move that whole leg if it's inside of the 14 days and you've placed these people here underneath this person. You can move them all in underneath here, and it could be, it could be here. It could be on that person's top line. But yeah, they all move with them.
Okay.
Is the short answer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we can talk about this all day, but I'm going to move on from that because we've kind of got into structure and strategy, and that's just that's a full day's training. You could fully do a 4 days training on it. But I'm going to go back now to our slideshow and just work through the rest of the content there. So hopefully that sheds a little bit of light for you guys on a couple of fronts around structure and strategy, around how to use Power 3 and look at your tree and focus your energy on where you need to generate volume to make rank advancement or to sustain rank. So the Oil Expo this weekend, I can't believe it. My parents are here. What are they doing? I've got so many things to do. You can see the bed set up here in the Pure Oils HQ because mum and dad have taken up all the space. But it's awesome to have them around. They're from up in Coffs Harbour, and dad's just retired, so we're going to be seeing a bit more of them, which is awesome. So just to touch on a couple of things with the Expo, and I'm really mindful of your time, and thanks for hanging in there tonight with me, guys. The intention is to educate our people that attend, the people that we're inviting, our people that we've enrolled to come along and learn from others and other people's experiences and knowledge that we've acquired. It's for everybody. It's from a business perspective, it's to encourage and educate people of how they can benefit from the LRP with the products that doTERRA provide. And it's all just education, right? It's our intention for the Expo. Now, just a really short touch on the code. And I feel that we're pretty good. I won't even say pretty good. We've got a really good energy about our community. And thankfully, we don't get any reports from our account management or doTERRA saying, hey, this is going in your organization, and just thought I'd let you know. We don't hear that, which is great. So, it goes without saying really that there's no poaching, there's no pushing. There will be other people from other teams there, and just be open and the more open you are, the more that you'll receive. Some really good little things, some little scripts here that I'm offering you just to make it feel less icky for people that are maybe new, who may be going, oh my God, this is a cult. Have you heard of doTERRA before? This is just a really simple question. It's unintrusive. And you get an idea of whether they're new or not. They go, oh yeah, I've been using it for ages. And, oh, cool. Well, how did you hear about the Expo today? That's rather than saying, oh, you could say whose team are you in, I guess. But for somebody who's new and you're not really, you're just looking for a nice, kosher way to find out, how, if they're new, if they're, they need help. There's not going to be a lot of new leads. It's going to be mostly just customers that you have that you're going to be educating about the oils. So we don't want to make these people that are new and want to learn more and possibly will be enrolling on the day. I'm not going to rule that out. There will be some people that we don't want to push them away. We don't want to feel like they're being hunted down like a rare elephant diffuser that's going out of stock and limited release, right? We want to make them feel nurtured and loved. So November events and promos. There's still the gift giving guide. There's still stuff available. So remember to let your team know. Sometimes it's good to reach out and just say, hey, here's some really good gift ideas. It could be an SMS, it could be a phone call, it could be an email, it could be a mail campaign with MailChimp, it could be using your social media groups, promoting it, just bringing awareness around these beautiful items that doTERRA have. And they all look awesome, by the way. We've received all of our Christmas orders, and I'm loving the Brevi. Looks very mannish, very masculine, so they'll be going on my bedside. And just wanted to touch quickly on the week of action. This is all about really being in alignment with what doTERRA is about giving back, about contributing to things that you're passionate about. And there's some initiatives that I've seen out there in our team. Jill is doing some diffuser necklaces with Citrus Bliss, and she's donating that money to a Operation Outpost, which is a cause that she's very passionate about helping women in need from abusive relationships. So that's awesome. Jules, she's doing that. I'm doing the doTERRA thing, raising awareness in men's health, and it can be something as simple as just helping out a next door neighbor. Maybe you've got an elderly next door neighbor that needs help around the house, just cleaning it up or mowing the lawn, or picking something up that they can't reach anymore. It could be anything. It just every little bit helps. So don't be scared to reach out to people and to echo that value of doTERRA throughout your community and your families. The gift of 50, it rolls on. This is a super generous offer for not only for us, but also the people that we enroll. Just an essential collection or a family essentials kit and a fractionated coconut oil, they're going to get $60 to $70 worth of free product. You've got to tell them this. You're also going to get that too. So make people aware of this when you're doing your gatherings, you're doing your classes, that they're getting free stuff. They're getting $60 to $70 of free product of their choice. Quickly flying through these things down the bottom. Products of the month: Australia Holiday Joy 5 mil, Clove 15 mil US. These are some of our upcoming events. Obviously, the Essential Oil Expo, keep on getting those flyers out, keep inviting people. I'm just so amazed and thankful for all of the promoting that you guys have been doing. Thank you so much. Keep it up. Let's make it an awesome day. And let's try and get as many people to the launch day training as possible. My parents won't be here when we have the launch day training, so we won't all be sitting on the bed. We're going to be cramming into this room and learning some stuff about the opportunity in doTERRA. Men's health, aroma touch. Let's make this amazing. Let's make November awesome.
Byron,
Yes.
can I just ask a quick question?
Yes.
Someone put a question on the, I think it was on the Share Build page this afternoon, and I'm interested in this too. If you enrol somebody and then just say it's at a workshop and so they enrol other people under them, like at the workshop, do they get the 50 points for enrolling themselves and then the 50 points that enrol under them as well?
Yep. So you would get the 50 points for the host for enrolling them.
Yep.
And then they would get the 50 points for each of the people that they're enrolling, as long as, you know, it's a 125 PB order. And
okay. So they don't get the 50 points for being the enrollee themselves. Like if I enroll somebody, they don't get the 50 points for enrolling. They get the 50 points for the people they enrol.
No, they do. They will also get 50 points for enrolling.
Okay, so they get both. Yeah.
As the enrollee and the enroller.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get.
Okay.
Yeah. So depending on how many people attend the event and get kits, determines how much they get. So let's just say 4 people enroll there at their event, you enroll them, then you would get 50 points for enrolling them. They'd get 50 points for enrolling, and then they'd get another 200 points for enrolling the 4 people that enroll at their event.
Okay, because it wasn't very clear on the actual thing. It said something about if they enroll and then they enroll other people, they get pulled out and they get the points for enrolling people next month. It wasn't very clear. So
yeah, so that would be basically just saying, will you get the points into your account after the 15th of the following month?
Right. Okay.
Yeah. That's when their points get rewarded. They get rewarded after the 15th of the following month. So they don't see the 50 points straight away. As soon as they enroll or they enroll others, it's always the 15th of the following month.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Oh, good question. So Oil Academy, that is going to be going in November, probably December as well. Invite your people into that. It's going to be kicking off on Tuesday the 13th. We have the Spring into Spring sampling group. Am doing it again in November. Won't be doing it in December or January. So if you have some people that you want to sample, then get them in this month. It's towards the end of November, which is great because that gives us a bit more time to make up our samples. Now, just to inspire you guys, this time last year, we decided to go for Blue Diamond. We were Diamond, and it was just, right, let's just go for it. Let's just go hard. And we did. We invited people around. We gave oils for people to sample and to reach out and to contact their people. And we dug deep. And we're providing the means for you to be able to do that as well with this Spring into Spring group. So I encourage you, to dig deep, to reach out to your contacts, take advantage of this, as well as doing your classes and your wellness consults. It's a great opportunity to get the message out there about the oils and to follow people up. And it may not be in November, but it will be at some point in time when they're ready. But we decided at the start of November we were going to be a Blue Diamond at the end of November, and we did that largely because of our Spoil Yourself campaign that we did in November, and you have the means too. So there's a little inspiration. You can do it. Reach out to your peeps. And just thought I'd share this with you guys as well. And just in closing thoughts, you're going to see other people around you doing things differently, maybe moving a little bit faster, and maybe it's taking a little bit longer for you as well. Maybe you're doing things differently. Maybe you've made some mistakes. Remember, they're all just lessons. We learn from our mistakes, and we all make them. It's just all part of the journey. And just remember, to keep going. The only way you can fail in this business is by flat out quitting. If we just continue to use each and every opportunity as a lesson and just keep moving forward, not to focus on what has happened, but what can and will happen in the future, you're bound to succeed. And you will get places if you have this mantra. So next meeting, thank you so much for joining me. I know it's been quite an epic meeting tonight. It's nearly 9 o'clock. Woo! Is December 4th. I can smell the frankincense already. Can you guys smell it? There's some frankincense coming. Yes. I always say, well, can't tell you what it's going to be, but each year it's always been frankincense. I'd be so surprised if they didn't do free frankincense in December. And it's a great gift. You can get that 4 times per account. So yes, you can do 4 200 PV orders. We're not saying you need to do that. 1 free frankincense is fine. But this is a really popular promotion. And even though we don't have many people enrolling in December, and December is our qualification month for Diamond Club as well. Minimum of 3 people in December. And it's totally doable, but you still need to be mindful of it. December is hard to get hold of people. It's a huge volume month because everyone wants their free frankincense, but everyone is generally more focused on Christmas and holidays and all that sort of stuff. So I look forward to you guys joining me in December, and thank you so much for being so patient tonight and joining me in this epic end of month structuring Power of 3 journey that we've been on. Hopefully you got something out of it, and look forward to seeing you guys at the Essential Oil Expo this weekend, this Sunday. Laura's on the stage. Yeah. It's going to be awesome. All right, guys.
No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure. She's going to shine bright. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Hey, do you think there's going to be BOGO this month?
I see that. Do you think Aussie BOGO is likely this month too? Oh, look, I don't know. I don't know. As soon as I do get like a little bit of a little smell, like if I can smell BOGO like I can smell frankincense, I'll let you know. But so at the moment, I'm just smelling frankincense and I'm not smelling BOGO. Yeah, but who knows? It could happen. If that happens at the end of November, then we're in for a ride, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting end of month. But
yeah,
that'd be so cool if that happened along with our Spring into Spring promo and 50/50. It's an exciting time.
Yeah. One last question. What time are we meant to get there if we're setting up on Sunday?
That's a question for Renee.
Okay. I'll write to her. All good.
Yeah, just ask Renee because to be honest, I don't even know myself.
Okay, all good. I'll just try to organise when my mum should come for babysitting, but I'll just tell her to sleep over the night before, I think.
Yeah, that's a safe bet. Definitely. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for joining me.
Bye.
Have a nice night.
One second.
Bye.